Drop Jonaz off at the Millville Park. You don't know where he's at. Jonaz! Another video. I brought you to a park. You don't know where you're at, Brody? You really don't know where you're at?
I mean...
You ever hear of FDR Park? That don't even ring a bell. FDR Park in South Philly. In the camera right now, I got the sign, right? That's where you get off for the airport. Right there. So we're under the overpass for that exit. Right in there is the skate park with all the graffiti and all.
All right.
There's a bunch of people over there skating. But
so you frequently visit this place then?
yeah, I mean you can say that, yeah. I like just watching them sometimes, bro. To be honest with you, I don't skate myself at all, but it's impressive what some of these kids can do. Honestly. I don't know what's going on right now though. With this over here, they got like a water, like a flood. Look at it. Watch this car go through it.
They know
why they
going slow. They know what's up. They know not to.
But you can tell that's like a good 6 to 12 inches of water. Like why? You want to walk over there? You check it out. It's pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie.
You got to watch your step down this joint.
Oh yeah.
All kind of craters down there,
Yep. Look.
They got
drive over that.
Yeah, they tags is crazy down there.
No, they got some serious. They got some serious artwork in this whole joint. But yeah, bro, they got half pipes over here. They got, I mean, shit, just over here they got all these little things, but all these little ramps, all these little things. Hold on, let's go in here. Cooper flag on the back, huh? Cooper flag on the back.
Hey man, I just do colors, bro.
Man, I hope the Sixers can grab him. That would be major. So this wall right here, this is the back of like a half pipe. So somebody, yeah, like these dudes be moving in there. It's crazy. What we got back here? Little spot for the home.
How do you get up in this joint?
What? Get in over here?
Yeah.
We gotta go this way. There you go, young boy. Go ahead, young boy. Yeah. See, I can't. I don't know. I don't. I feel like I was coordinated when I was younger enough to do this,
I
but
never really did that.
I did this when I was younger. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not for a long time, and it was more like with bikes, but. Once they see I got the camera out here, watch, they'll pull some heavy shit out. Yeah, look at all this different shit. They got ramps and shit everywhere, bro. It's like a, what'd you say? The artwork? You know what this reminds me of, bro? Like a one of them like scenes or whatever you would call it out of like a Tony Hawk game.
Yeah.
Like when I was younger. Just play Tony Hawk and shit. There's a lot going on. Like, look at this. Hey yo! My guy didn't make it with me. He didn't make it up with me. But yeah, look, like that's just a full circle. That's just a full circle.
Too smooth. I almost took that spill. I almost took a crazy spill.
I almost did too, so.
First, I'm good on that.
I'm surprised you was never on a skateboard before though.
I did a little.
I shouldn't say surprised, but.
I mean, I played the skateboard, but you know, not here.
Right.
I'm just like not doing it. I'm just hoping I'll be okay.
My area, not the ramps and all that.
Yeah. I feel you. But no, I agree with you though. The artwork in this whole place, if we really like checked out like every little like pillar, shit's everywhere. But yeah, we're down FDR Park, so we're right under the overpass to get off. Actually, look at this. Come to the right a little bit. You see that building right there? That white one right there, where it looks a little like circlish, in between the green. Right to the right of this bridge, way far back in the background.
Okay.
That big white, that's the stadium, the basketball stadium.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I got to watch my step there. This joint almost fell 3 times.
It's rocks. It's rocked. It's rocked up.
Oh, Mr. Overton. Hey, yo, it's got a plane right there.
Yeah, see, they're landing. They're landing. That's what I'm saying. Like we're literally under the exit where you would get off to, yeah, to take your flight. Like, I'm really surprised you never heard of it at least. Being down here is one thing, but FDR Park, you never heard of? You really a North Bull.
Yeah, North, bro.
With an F. Like, like for real.
North, good enough.
Yeah. You're not even from North. You're from North. FDR Park. It's got to be the biggest park in Philly.
You know what?
It's like,
shout out to South Philly.
Hey.
Shout out North Philly.
Hey.
Shout out West Philly. Southwest. Northeast. Uptown. Yeah.
Okay.
That's move through the city. Okay. You guys on tour guide on this joint.
Yeah, because I don't really know what's back
confused.
there, to be honest with you. So we'll just head right back out here.
I'm trying to get caught up there.
Got a little look at the skate park that I really just wanted to show you FDR Park because I couldn't believe you never heard of it. Bro, it's like 26 miles.
Okay. You don't have no questions for the people? I know you probably got some questions for the people. You got to have some questions for the people. That.
I mean, there's always stuff to talk about.
That's what we're here for.
You're right. That is what we're here for.
That's what we're here for.
Thinking, I'm trying to think back on some of the past uploads and on.
Multiple
Something that's sticking out to me right now.
Yeah. Whatever.
Whatever.
You gotta
Is
get the people.
Stories.
Okay.
Story or
stories.
stories, whatever.
Stories, y'all. You don't know where he going with it, but he talking about stories, y'all.
About violence.
About violence. Okay.
Yeah. Now I know we touched on this, but you ain't really, go into anything deep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, one thing for sure, two things for certain. People don't get in the comments and say what they want to hear about, so.
Yeah. But right now, it seems to be, this negative stuff is good and the positive stuff don't really work out. So
negative sells because it's controversial.
Exactly.
You're gonna get. It's gonna be you're active with adult content to get your views, or you're gonna be involved in something that's pretty much violent, or hey man, you can go any kind of way.
Like I'd rather talk like the first point you made. Like I'd rather talk about it and try and help kids with the awareness and all. Like we could get way more views if we just ran up on somebody and stole them and then just kept it moving. Like, but
I mean,
I ain't trying to do that.
I could give more content about violence, but that's not. I'm trying to shy away from violence. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
we're
trying to keep the kids out of the street. So, I guess that's why I'm asking. Like, do you have stories where it might want to keep some? Like, somebody might hear it and be like, "I ain't trying to get involved with that." Dang.
Well, we pretty much in society we passed that stage. Nobody cares about.
Damn, that's actually a heavy point.
Yeah, we're past that stage now. No one cares about what you're trying to prevent. Like, as long as you're not able to produce what you're talking about, they ain't trying to hear that.
You're right.
They take matters in their own. You mean?
Yeah, and they don't have no picks, like you said.
No,
like,
they don't have no picks, bro.
Like they could just roll up on a family like that.
Okay, let's see if we got water here too.
Oh yeah, there's water
here too, bro.
There's water everywhere down here. All you had to do was come to the south side. That's all you had to do.
That's a trail. This is a trail.
Yeah, this is a trail that goes around the whole joint.
Okay. You gotta be my tour guide.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to show you the trail back there. We could just stay on there if you want. We could post up for a second if you want. You know, whatever you want to do. Yeah. Post up for a second. So you keep. Yeah, they're catching it. They're catching it. You know, you've been talking about how you were active and all that, and
what you want to get the people with backspin on that?
On something, because I'm asking you about stories, I'm asking you about this, and we're shying away from it. We're not really giving. So you know what I'm saying? Like, were you really involved? Like, come on, bro.
I'm involved with a lot of situations, but I know not to put myself in a situation where I'm in harm's, in the hands of harm.
You can't go too far with those stories.
I'm going to speak on what I can speak on, and the rest is just history until it's dug up. You know how some people...
I feel you.
You know how some people will see a person on social media, and they'll go back and they'll try to do, let's see if he really like that. Let's see if he was really like that. My stuff is sealed now.
Sealed?
A lot of my information is sealed. You probably can find something from an arrest record. I mean, do your homework.
You said sealed. What? I thought that only happens when you like rat or something.
No.
How you get your shit sealed?
I'm good. I don't do the rat thing. I don't interact with the rat situation. That's none of my business. If somebody is a rat, I ain't got nothing to do with it.
So what? Your lawyer just took care of that situation?
My lawyer handled that. And then I had hired some other lawyers to take care of my situation. So I'm straight. That's nothing I need to worry about. I'm good on that.
Okay. So I guess you're just worried about some of this shit coming back to you.
Well, I'm just worried about.
Or other people.
I'm worried about going up. I ain't worried about nothing that's going to send me back or put me back down. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Downward spiral. I'm trying to go up and out.
So what's your goals right now then? Short term.
At the moment, just trying to stay positive, trying to create as much content as I can.
Okay.
I'm very active. I'm humble though in my own sense. I'm definitely humble in my own sense. Hopefully, like I said before, when we first started shooting, that people get into the comments and ask questions. I appreciate everybody that does take the time to like,
for sure.
comment, share. No, that's not the end of the video. But it's important because you never know where my story is going to go. You never know how, whatever question you ask us, how you might turn it into an actual, upload.
Right.
All depending, I'm not going to just volunteer unless I'm asked a question. So, when you ask a question or whatever, I'm going to give the people the answer to the best of my knowledge, or as much as I feel is needed,
All right. Let me ask you this then, since we're in Philly, and this has kind of been a little heavy in Philly lately. The whole thing with Garci and this whole Bando baby thing with Oschino, Quilly, they're all getting involved. What are your feelings on that?
You know what? Shout out to Garci, Oschino, Meek. Shout out to all them brothers that got something going on and they got their content popping. salute. I hope they see this joint, but that's none of my business what they got there.
Okay.
Yeah. 205 PHI. That's none of my business, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna salute me back if they catch me. That's none of my business.
You're
money,
right,
y'all.
but
get money. How y'all get money? Do what y'all do.
see, most people would dive in there and they might lie and all kinds of shit just to get the views up.
I'm from North. We move different from North. You know, I'm solid.
There's nothing but facts.
That ain't none of my business. You know? I never know how that might fly. You know what I mean? I don't know how that might fly. One of them,
Right.
Each one of them guys can say, "Yo, pull you in real quick. Give you a ollie hoop you or whatever. We'll reach back. Get ball.
Yeah.
That ain't none of my business.
Yeah. You're right. That ain't gonna happen if you throw somebody under the bus, right?
That ain't none of my business. I don't listen, bro. I don't do smoke.
Yeah.
And for all the people that's rocking with me, they know we good with that. With all that. And I appreciate this view. I appreciate being out here. I appreciate
being able to
here
enjoy it,
free,
right? Yeah.
Enjoying this view. There's a lot of people that can't do that. A lot of people that's not able to move through the city how they want to. You feel me? So, no.
So you feel like you could go wherever you want, right?
I'm not.
I mean, in a humble sense. I don't mean that in any. I don't mean that in any like cocky way.
I'm humble.
There ain't nothing holding you back from going anywhere. Is basically what I mean.
If I choose not to get the passport stamped, or if I choose not to pay for a ticket to get on a plane, other than that.
Damn. Which reminds me, that real ID. I need to get one of them like ASAP.
That's the new move here.
Yeah, we're not gonna be able to travel if we don't.
What else you got for the people? What else you got? Any question you throw at me, I got.
You gonna spin me? I know.
Nah, you fuck.
I know what you gonna do.
Always trying to throw a jab at me, y'all.
I know what you gonna do. You gonna spin me.
Yeah, always trying to throw a jab at me.
Well,
That's my guy, though. It wouldn't be right if you don't throw a jab. Ain't that big, you hear me?
I know you speak a lot about how you're never going back to prison, and like that's a big part of.
Try not to. That ain't.
Was
man, listen. People see these videos sometimes, and oh yeah, we got something for it. Nah, I'm trying my best not to. And it'll be a big disappointment with my people that can help me come as far as I came to. Spin around and do the same nonsense all over. I'm trying not to even get a traffic violation. You know?
Yeah. I don't blame you there. And I guess I'm.
You got questions. I know you got questions. I know you ready to sting me with something.
Bro. I'm trying to figure out. I've already asked you about stories while you were inside. You didn't really have nothing for me because you weren't there for that long.
I wasn't really there that long. So, and then I really try not to spill on that because nobody asking about them. People gotta ask for updates. Anytime somebody will ask about an update or something.
All right, so let me go this route then. Do you have your own spot?
Yeah.
You do? Okay, that's cool. Do you plan on getting out of Philly? Is that part of your plans?
That's in the making, if it's possible. If I could generate the right funding to slide, and if things take off how I expect it to, I'm gonna slide.
What type of area would you want to get to? Would you want to move to?
Something nice with trees, you heard me? Something nice by myself. Probably about
something
6-7 houses, like, you know what I mean?
Something like this,
similar to this, but
without the city behind it.
Yeah, you got it,
I feel you.
That's in the making. That's in the making.
So you own your property?
Yeah. I got some issues with it, but that's another. That's another situation.
Yeah. Sounds like a good problem, though. At least.
To a certain extent.
least you got it.
To a certain extent. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm old man jabbing with it, you heard me? You talking about?
Hey,
I'm old man jabbing with it, you know?
it's still in
You
your
know,
name.
I'm
It's
old
still
man-
in your
I'm
name.
I'm old man jabbing with it. Trying to hold on to, you heard?
You look. That was the Gilly dance. That was the Gilly John right there.
Shout out to Gilly in there too, yeah, you know?
While we're down here in these fields, what did you get into as a kid as far as like sports go?
As a kid, yo, we used to play king ball, Brody.
King ball?
King ball, yes sir. King
I
ball.
never heard of it.
KING, yeah. Pop, 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 king ball. We used to do the
King ball.
little kickball tournaments. We used to play Killer Man. We used to, you know,
Okay.
run back and
Yeah.
scratch your elbows, all that.
Yep.
Bye-bye birdie.
Huh.
Horse. You know, we got it in, you know, as a kids. We made the little courts out of crates.
Oh, you okay? So you were a part of that.
Yeah, we was active on that. All that. Well, somebody like me, I always got everybody influenced in something negative. So every time you ask me about my childhood situation, bro, it always went somewhere else. You know?
Yeah.
I'm talking about yet.
Yeah, you started
You feel me
getting
yet?
active early. Look.
Come on, get the people their questions. Come on, get the people their questions. We definitely got to fly to another location. This is cool.
Yeah, I mean I had to show you FDR Park. When you said you haven't been here, I was like,
I know nothing about this, man.
you got to at
I
least
probably
slide
rolled
down.
past this joint most of the time. I know I rolled past it before. Like you said,
Yeah.
that sign up there, you know.
Yeah, that right there is the exit for the
yeah,
airport.
That's cool.
And then you got the stadium right there. So you definitely drove by this a lot.
Solid.
All right, well, I say we head over somewhere else and pick this
Yeah.
joint back up.
Yeah.
All right,
Solid.
bet. Jones, Love Park.
You know, they rearranged all of this joint down here.
You said what?
They rearranged all of this down here. I know this was really here before.
What, all this right here?
They just did all this, bro.
I didn't even know that.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, for some of the people listening, what's some real life experiences that you have to deal with, like right now, you know, or within the last couple months or whatever, leading to now?
I'm gonna say I've interacted with a few people, and we had our differences, but you know, not gonna agree with everybody. You know, everybody not gonna agree with you. You know, you're not gonna agree with everybody, and everybody not gonna agree with you. So. I'm gonna say, let me see. These breads thick.
Yes. I mean, is there anything difficult from 2024 to now
Yeah.
that bothers you?
Yeah.
Bothers you?
Yeah. I mean, I can say so many different things, bro. I done had issues with friends. You know, he say, she say. You know, it's a touchy situation, you know, in a sense. But I'm gonna say this much: everybody's entitled to a mistake. Sometimes it's a miscommunication. You know what I mean? Let me see. See, I'm trying to keep it respectfully. You feel me? I'm trying to keep it respectful. So
Yeah.
what I'm thinking is not what I'm just gonna just blurt out and say. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I might shy, to the left, shy to the right. You know what I mean? But the main thing is like keep focused. You know what I mean? But I can crash out. You know what I mean? I can crash out. And that's what everybody like. I mean, that's what everybody entertained with. When you crash out, or take your take your emotions and.
Yeah. You were saying something earlier about people getting envious and real easy, and
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm still trying to word it like how I want to put it. You feel what I'm saying? Like I still want to word it. Like, to be honest, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like.
okay.
Because I didn't experience a few different things. Like, you know what I mean? Like people. Like, I hate the fact when people try to discredit my character. You feel what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah.
Oh, you did this behind my back, or you said this. The thing about it is, sometimes it's only a phone call away when something don't go right. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's only a phone call away, bro. Like, most people, I'm the type of person, I'm only a phone call away.
Yeah.
Like if something go wrong with me or any of my friends or my friends' friends, that's the best way to put it. Something go wrong between me and one of my friends or my friends' friends or a few of my friends. We should be bigger than that. We should be just a phone call away. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, we're grown.
yeah, we're adults. But I mean, I'm still trying to answer your question. You mean? But I know it's like I'm spinning it a little bit, but
I feel you though.
I'm gonna say next question.
I mean, are you working at all right now?
Well, yeah, I just got this new job, bro.
New job. Where you at? Where at?
Where I'm at? Listen, I don't get no congratulations, nothing. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm waiting to hear where you're at. I mean, congratulations, of course, on the new job.
I appreciate that. I just started, trending on. You know what I mean?
New what?
I just started, having it my way.
Having it your way.
Having it my way. I just started. I'm gonna just say I just started developing content. You know what I mean?
Oh.
I just started developing content. You know what I mean?
So you got hired by YouTube?
Nah, not YouTube. You heard? You know what I mean? But I'm just, doing what I do. You know, having fun.
Oh, okay.
Every now and then I get to clown. I ain't started clowning yet, but I hope y'all ready when I start clowning. I hope
Dude
y'all
is
ready
super
when I get
goofy.
ready to crash out. You know what I mean?
Super goofy.
Yeah, I just like to bring life to whatever situation I'm dealing with. You know what I mean? Even when I'm dealing with.
I'll tell you what though, one thing you're definitely good at is staying out the way. I'm wondering, what's your take on that?
Okay, staying out the way. All right, look. Besides the joking, besides the playing, now it's important that you always aware of your surroundings and know how to separate yourself from negative energy. If you separate yourself from negative energy, that keeps you away from pretty much crashing out. To be honest, you know what I mean? Like, if you plan on crashing out, that's a whole different ballgame. But if you're just doing things and you having fun, and it may seem like you crashing out, hopefully you can get it back. You feel me?
Okay.
It is what it is.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, when did this attitude come about? Like,
Right. For that, I'm gonna say that's always been in me. That's always been in me. But when I got I'm gonna say around the age of 28, 29, around 30, I started looking at life differently. I can do bad by myself if I'm gonna do bad. You feel me? Like,
that's true.
You feel me? Like I ain't the type that complain. I don't do no complaining. Like, to be honest, anybody that know me, I don't do no complaining. Right?
Yeah.
Whatever is for you is for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or if you don't generate some type of plan or some type of action or push yourself forward or pull yourself forward, you got to deal with the consequences. The repercussions that come behind.
Yeah.
What else you got for me?
I mean, so how's that? So how's that make you feel then? Like when you see people that you thought were doing good that really really weren't. They were
That's
kind
a
of.
good question, bro.
You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
heavy
Like-
question, because it's a lot of people that'll show you one way and try to steer you another way. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
When you really find out what's really going on, like you really invite somebody into your lifestyle, they find out how you really operate, bro. They be like, oh,
Right.
I thought you was moving and shaking. I thought you had it. You know what I mean? Nah, I'm just getting by. Like, some people can't stand it.
Yeah.
You feel me? Some people can't stand it. Some people can't move with that. That feel like you just fraud. If you just trying to, push and pull until you can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pull your own weight.
That makes a lot of sense.
Some people call it, fake it till you make it or whatever.
Yeah. Fake it till you make it. I hear that everywhere.
People call it
bro.
fake it till you make it, but
In the
if
workforce,
that's what it
everywhere.
is, yeah. But if that's what it is, if that's what you gotta do to get where you're trying to get to,
Or get a check. Yeah.
you gotta get that check one way or another.
Yeah, exactly. I see you don't wear any jewelry. I know you used to.
No, I used to do the jewelry thing. You know what I mean? I used
And
to do
Philly
the
is
jewelry
definitely a jewelry city. Like,
thing. Well, when the time is right, I'm gonna do the jewelry thing again. You know what I mean? But actively, I'm not really. You know what I mean? I ain't with it. So.
do you feel like that proves something or disproves something? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that's to each individual.
say that one more time.
That's to each individual, bro. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Everybody got their own purposes of why they do what they do,
Yeah, you're
how
right.
they do what they do.
And their perspectives on
Yeah,
other people that
you
do
got
what
it,
they
you
do.
got it.
It's all, yeah, you're right. It's all different. Same. All right, so I guess it's safe to say if you got a couple M's, you would go get yourself some jewelry.
I treat myself to something. You feel me? If I, if the timing was right, you know what I mean. If the timing was right, the money is there. I'll be able to treat myself to something. If it's
You just wouldn't treat it as if you were like 18 again. It would be a little different.
I got a different perspective now.
Yeah.
I look at it differently.
Okay. Man, there's a lot going on. They got people playing ping pong,
Man, it's
people on the
always a lot
stage
going
over
on. There's
here.
always a lot going on.
They're
down
setting
Love
up,
Park.
ready to play music. Like, they're really doing a lot.
There's always a lot going on Love Park. Always.
Yeah.
That's it. Appreciate
Alright.
your time, man.
Yeah, bro. I think we're going to have to catch up real soon. Real soon.
Shout out Joy Lady.
Shout out segment.
Shout out Nick. Or Nick. Shout out Mooch. Shout out Pastor Tom. Nat Reese. Shout out
What was the last one?
Pastor Tom. Nat Reese. Folks.
Gotcha.
Shout out. I'm gonna have to say, little cousin Feast. That bike was loud as hell.
Yeah,
Feast
these
Oliver.
bikes are crazy, bro.
Shout out Butter. Shout out. Man, there's a couple people I'm forgetting. Shout out right there,
That bike just took
That
that,
bike,
whole
yeah,
thing
that
out
bike-
anyway.
through my name, through yours.
It's good you didn't say any names because they wouldn't have
Yeah,
heard.
they
it.
wouldn't have heard him, you know what I mean? So, all right, hold on. Let me see. Shout out. And I could go Mr. Brian from the hood. I could go shout out Duck. Oh yeah, Duck. Shout out. I'm trying to keep my eyes on the traffic too. As we move along.
Me too.
Some people don't realize how difficult it is to be giving out shout outs. You gotta keep your
yeah.
you gotta keep your mind.
This whole thing on both sides is it's definitely an art form that I definitely didn't realize until we started doing it.
Who did I forget? I usually forget people, man, and I try to come back and I try to spin back and throw you in the joint for the next one, but
That's why we have a shout out segment, my guy. Just for you.
who am I forgetting? Might have to say until the next time, you know what I mean? Shout
Yeah.
out, you know what I mean?
all good.
Shout out North. Shout West. Shout out South. Shout out Yak. Sheesh.
Well,
Fun is dangerous, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah. I was just gonna say, fun is dangerous. You gotta check us out on IG. Check us out on YouTube.
Yes, sir. Like, comment, share.